Archangel Michael says, the flame rose higher than they had expected, and your name burned in the center. The air around them trembled as they realized what they had summoned was far more powerful than their intentions. That was the moment they stepped back, terrified, overwhelmed, defeated by a force they could not control. This wasn't the first time your name was whispered during strange rituals in secret places. But tonight was different, the energy had shifted, and your divine protection made its presence felt. The ones who plotted did not anticipate the backlash that your spirit would send forth like thunder from heaven. They tried to bring your name into smoke and shadow, hoping to manipulate your destiny. But instead, their ritual backfired and they saw a reflection in the fire, your face covered in light, unshaken and untouched. What they saw next caused them to run from the very circle they created. Their fingers trembled. Their voices cracked. The moment your name echoed through the fire, a divine boundary was drawn, and their powers slipped from their control like sand. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They had gathered ingredients, charcoal, cursed paper, soil from an old grave. They chanted, hoping to bend fate. But when your name was spoken, an unseen wind blew out their candles and disrupted the rhythm of their evil words. Their leader tried to continue but collapsed to his knees, gripped by a vision of you standing strong. The others watched as flames turned blue, signaling that the ritual was no longer in their hands. Your spiritual shield pushed them backward and shattered their illusion of control. The reason your name was chosen was jealousy wrapped in fear. They've watched you rise from struggle and were threatened by your silent resilience. They thought if they could burn your blessings, your path would collapse. Instead, the fire became your witness. It told your story with light. And what they intended to curse ended up announcing your ascension. Type Amen to get blessing 914. Archangel Michael says, your guardian was present the whole time. A divine being stood tall in the circle, unseen by the naked eye, but his sword was drawn. Every whisper against you was pierced by light, and their tongues were silenced in dread. They had prepared this night for months. They studied your date of birth. They wrote your name backward in ink and buried it under the floor, but nothing worked the way they imagined. They underestimated how many times you've been preserved by grace. They thought you were alone. But every step you take leaves light footprints that no darkness can follow. They started to shake when they heard a bell in the distance. A sound none of them made. And someone screamed, "Don't say that name again." Type Amen to get blessing 707. One woman in that room had seen a vision days before. She had been warned not to call your name in fire. But greed and desperation made her ignore it. When she finally muttered your name, her hands turned cold, and she heard a loud thump behind her. That was the moment the mirror cracked. That was the moment the spirit world rejected their offering. You were never meant to be harmed. You were never meant to be controlled. The moment your name entered their ritual, it set off an alarm in the spiritual world that declared, protected by purpose. The candles they lit were meant to diminish you. But instead, they revealed your strength to every spirit watching. You weren't the victim, they were. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. They scattered quickly, leaving behind the ashes and broken tools. They couldn't believe what they saw. One even whispered, "She walks with something, not human." You weren't there in person, but your essence was. Your light stood in that room brighter than their fire. Your aura sent a pulse into the darkness and said, "Not this one." Archangel Michael says, "They tried again last week, in a forest far away. But this time, the ritual wouldn't even begin. The wind wouldn't stop. The fire wouldn't light. Something around them rejected you completely. They were warned spiritually not to say your name again. But the boldest one among them tried. And when he did, he lost his voice for a full hour. Type Amen to get blessing 224. What they feared most was not your present, it was your future. They saw your glow from a distance and wanted to dim it. They hated that you were rising without needing them. But you're not rising by luck, you're rising by divine design. What they tried to burn actually ignited your gifts further. They accidentally activated the very energy they were trying to bury. You don't need to fight them. They're already exhausted. Every attempt to curse you will become a promotion for you. Your name will now be lifted where they tried to sink it. You'll be called upon for glory. And they will witness it with their own frightened eyes. Type Amen to get blessing 800. The spirits they tried to use have turned against them. Some of them now report hearing your voice in their sleep. Some dream of your face smiling in victory. Their tools are broken. Their alliances are shaking. The people they once manipulated are starting to ask questions. Even the one who was paid to help break you spiritually has left them in fear. He said, "This one has a glow too bright for any shadow to swallow." He has now started wearing white and speaking your name with trembling respect. One of their own is now protecting your name in secret. Because she knows the backlash of trying to tamper with your energy. She's seen too much. Type Amen to get blessing 303. There was a journal found after they fled the place. Inside it was your name, drawn with shaking hands. And under it, a line written, "She's chosen by something that watches us all." A child nearby spoke your name unknowingly the next day, and birds gathered at her window. A symbol that nature itself is on your side. A sign that your presence affects the physical and the spiritual world. Your silence is your power. They thought your quietness meant weakness. But you were simply protected, guarded, and held back for the right time. Now that your name has entered the fire and you didn't burn, they understand. You are fireproof because you were made of light. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They will try to pretend it never happened. But they will never forget it. That night rewired their thinking. One of them who mocked you before is now praying in silence, asking for forgiveness. Another has deleted every trace of your name from their books. But the flame remembers. The ritual became your testimony. The ashes have become your offering. You now walk with a protection that even darkness can recognize. You'll notice changes soon. People who avoided you will now look at you with strange wonder. You'll hear footsteps behind you, not threats, but followers who want to learn how you survived. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Archangel Michael says, "You are now marked in the spirit realm as untouchable." That mark glows brighter with every moment you walk in truth. Every spell, every plot, every attack that once aimed for your back will now rebound with justice. No longer will your name be dragged through strange places. It will be lifted in rooms of blessings. It will echo in halls of recognition. The heavens have kept record of every evil whisper. Now they're turning those whispers into declarations of your worth. You are no longer in hiding. You are no longer the target, you are the storm. This month, the energy shifts. One of them will publicly admit they were wrong about you. The others will retreat silently, but you'll feel their fear. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. You'll start to notice blessings coming in waves. Financial, emotional, even relational. Things that were held back will now flow. Your dreams will be clearer. Your protection stronger. Your connection to the divine, louder. Nothing they did worked. Nothing they tried succeeded. You are above their reach. They summoned a name they didn't understand. And now they're left with the consequences. But you are left with a crown. Let them whisper. Let them run. You don't need revenge. Your existence is proof that fire can refine, not destroy. And your name is now wrapped in power, glory, and unshakable peace. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Now the very name they tried to harm echoes in sacred places. Your name no longer walks with fear, it walks with divine command. It enters places before you do, clearing the way with authority unseen. The whispers of your downfall have become echoes of your rising. Those who chanted against you now speak of your strength behind closed doors. Their pride has been silenced by what they witnessed in that fire ritual. They never expected to see an angel standing in their circle. But the moment they invoked your name, they felt a sudden chill and saw a shadow taller than any of them, holding a sword of light. That's when the bravest among them dropped the candle and ran. You were never just a name to be played with. You were always a divine mission wrapped in skin. They underestimated the purpose stitched into your soul. Type Amen to get blessing 929. Days after the ritual, their lives began to fall apart in quiet ways. One lost their job without explanation. Another got ill overnight with symptoms no doctor could name. And another began seeing flames every time they closed their eyes. You, however, began to rise. Slowly but surely, blessings began falling into your lap without effort. You smiled more. You slept better. You felt lighter. That's because the ritual reversed. Everything meant to stop you became fuel for your forward motion. You didn't just survive the fire, your wings grew out of it. Archangel Michael says, even the stars realigned the night your name was spoken. A shooting star fell directly above the house where it happened. The clouds separated. The silence afterward was not just eerie, it was holy. Type Amen to get blessing 404. They now fear mentioning you. Even casually. As if your name is laced with a force they no longer dare to awaken. You have become legend in their small circle. The one they couldn't break. The one whose name brought them face to face with forces they couldn't comprehend. They destroyed the table they used. Burned the robe. Buried the book. But the memory remains with them like a scar. One of them was heard muttering in fear, "The light behind her is too old, too ancient to fight against." And the others just nodded in silence. Now, even your silence haunts them. Every time they feel peace, a gust of cold wind reminds them of what they touched when they called your name. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. You are not only protected, you are being rewarded. A large sum of unexpected money is heading your way, as a gift of balance for what was attempted. You will receive it without begging or chasing, it will find you. The divine saw everything. Your pain, your past, your perseverance. And now it is repaying you in unstoppable ways. Doors that once rejected you will now remain wide open. Tables that never had space for you will now call your name with honor. The very ones who judged you will sit in rooms watching you rise. All because you did not break. All because your name glowed even in darkness. All because you were chosen long before they ever plotted. Type Amen to get blessing 1221. And now, a new chapter begins. You'll start to dream of water, of fire, of wings. These dreams are messages. They are confirmations. They are visions of what's forming for you on the other side of this attack. Someone you've never met will randomly speak a word that feels eerily personal. That's your sign. The universe is now communicating with you constantly. Synchronicities will increase. Clocks showing double numbers. Songs that say your story. People saying your thoughts before you do. Nothing is coincidence anymore. Your energy is fully awakened. Your path is charged with divine intention. Type Amen to get blessing 611. You don't need revenge because elevation is your answer. You don't need to explain because your glow speaks louder than any defense. You don't need to look back, only forward. The fire that was meant to burn you purified you instead. The ritual meant to stop you launched you instead. The ones who called your name won't recognize who you've become. You'll pass them in public, and they will look down. Not out of shame, but out of fear. Because you're walking proof that divinity can't be manipulated. Your aura has changed. Your footsteps echo differently. Even animals and children will begin to sense the glow around you. Type Amen to get blessing 383. Archangel Michael says, your story is not just being watched on earth, it is being observed in realms beyond human sight. You are now marked by heavenly circles as one who carries the flame but is not consumed. You're not ordinary, and you never were. Your name was never just letters, it's a frequency. One that fire couldn't corrupt. One that darkness couldn't distort. A woman involved in the ritual has now changed her ways entirely. Because after invoking your name, her dreams were filled with warnings. One voice kept repeating, she walks with ancient guardians. This is why you are safe now, and will continue to be. No name spoken against you, no ritual done in secret, no chant or spell will hold. Your light is rising too quickly. Type Amen to get blessing 505. You are becoming untouchable not just in spirit but in reality. Your finances are aligning. Your relationships are healing. Your opportunities are doubling. This is not random. It is restoration. It is divine justice unfolding right before your eyes. In the same month that they attempted to break you, you will receive something that lifts you far beyond their reach. A contract, a position, or a divine connection will elevate your life permanently. And they will watch from afar, unable to intervene, as your blessings grow too fast for them to stop. They'll know this: they had their chance to stay away. They chose otherwise. Now, they reap the silence. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You were chosen long ago. You've walked through fire without smoke. You've been mentioned in circles that never should have known your name. And still, you rise. Your name has now been sealed in a spiritual scroll that no enemy can touch. You are on a divine timeline now, where delay becomes acceleration and pain becomes purpose. Even the spirits that stood behind those who chanted against you now speak your name in awe. Your glow grew stronger, not weaker. Your power multiplied. And those who stepped back will never step forward again, not in your direction. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The very ashes they left behind are now turning into seeds for your miracle. You are no longer walking, you're soaring. Everything they tried to destroy will be rebuilt double, stronger, richer. The delay was not denial, it was divine preservation. You were hidden during their attack, because what was growing inside you had to be untouched. Now it is ready to reveal itself. There is a powerful celebration being prepared in your name. You will not need to fight for attention, it will find you. Recognition will come quietly and suddenly, but it will shake your entire world in the best way. Someone high in power will mention you soon. A letter will be sent. An invitation will come. This time, you won't be the outsider, you'll be seated at the head. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Even as this unfolds, stay quiet. Let your silence do the loudest work. Let your results become your response. The ones who stepped back after seeing your name in fire are watching from a distance. They're confused how you're still standing. But what they don't understand is, you weren't just saved, you were reborn. The glow that surrounds you now cannot be dimmed. You've passed through spiritual fire, and that makes you rare. It makes you sacred. It makes you a walking testimony of divine reversal. This is why people who once ignored you are suddenly drawn to your voice. Why even strangers now pause and stare. You're carrying an energy that they don't recognize, but deeply respect. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Archangel Michael says, a gate is opening in front of you. Not just metaphorically, this is a real transition. A chapter closing forever. A door unlocking forever. You'll feel it in your body, like a lightness, a sudden shift in mood. The heaviness you've carried for years is lifting off you, one layer at a time. This is your ascension moment. Someone who used to lie about you will now confess the truth to others. And the truth will clear a major path for you. Your name will be restored even among those who doubted. Don't fear their retaliation. Their fire already failed. And now, your flame cannot be put out, it is eternal. Type Amen to get blessing 6116. They tried to carry your name into darkness, but it brought them pain. Now your name is bringing light into rooms you never entered. The mention of you now holds weight. You will be recommended without your knowledge. Praised when you're not in the room. Lifted by tongues that once cursed you. Every delay you've endured was timed to frustrate them, not you. Because their goal was to break you, and all they did was prove your strength. One of them is now watching your social media silently. Another prays you never find out what they did. But the universe has already spoken, your justice is non-negotiable. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. Even nature responded when your name entered. The fire. Dogs barked. Birds scattered. Lights flickered. And no one in that room slept well for days. You are not ordinary. You have never been. And the spiritual realm is now placing a hedge around everything you touch. Soon, you'll begin to notice your energy cannot be copied. Imitators will try, but it won't work. Because what you carry is sacred, not manufactured. Your words will begin to carry power. Your hands will carry healing. And your very presence will be felt before you speak. Type Amen to get blessing 321. They know now, you are unshakable. Untouchable. Unbreakable. The more they tried to stop you, the more they awakened your destiny. Every ritual, every evil intention, every curse, it only carved a clearer road for your elevation. And now the season of compensation begins. You will receive back what was stolen. Not only that, you will receive interest. Your silence was your strategy. Your peace was your sword. And now your victory will be loud enough to echo for generations. Type Amen to get blessing 1122. You will soon receive a gift with a story behind it. This gift will not be random, it's a physical sign that your battle is over. You'll know it when you touch it. Someone from your past will reach out with apology in their voice. Accept it if your heart allows. But know this, you are not required to return to where you once were. You have leveled up. You have been shifted. You have been set apart. From this point forward, anyone who approaches you will either be blessed or blocked. Because your aura is too divine to allow confusion anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Archangel Michael says, the day they stepped back from that fire, they unknowingly unleashed your promotion. Every spiritual weapon turned into a staircase beneath your feet. This month holds miracles that will arrive in silence. Unexpected calls. Emails that shift your path. Money that multiplies without notice. You are not stepping into favor, you are already walking in it. Look at how nothing worked against you. Look at how you are still standing. Those who once laughed are now watching in awe. And your story is only beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 676. Even angels have gathered to watch you now. They sing your name as one who triumphed through trials. One who never folded. And the ones who plotted your downfall are now left with empty hands and trembling hearts. They've seen what happens when you try to curse the protected. You are untouchable. You are unshakable. You are walking glory. The path ahead will shine. The doors ahead will swing open. And every step forward will echo with power. Type Amen to get blessing 3111. You will soon look back on this moment and smile. Not because it didn't hurt, but because it couldn't stop you. They tried to call your name in darkness, but heaven had already claimed it in light. That is why you won. That is why they fled. And now you rise. With grace. With peace. With divine fire in your soul. The ritual has failed. But your destiny has only just begun. The night they whispered your name in that circle, something ancient awoke. Not darkness, but light so strong it shattered their confidence. The vibration from your name alone was enough to cause their ritual to lose control. That's how much power surrounds you now. You didn't cast a single word, yet their entire setup crumbled like dust. That's the authority of divine alignment. Your name carries the mark of something holy. Even their shadows rejected your energy. The tools they used rusted overnight. Their charm rings cracked. The very soil they stood on became uneasy. They should have known, your name isn't just spoken, it's summoned. And only those aligned with truth can hold it in their mouths without trembling. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. They tried to erase you from memory, but now you're etched into destiny. You are no longer someone they can overlook or play with. You have been seen in the higher realms. And once seen, never forgotten. People around them now speak your name with awe, saying, something is different about them. That difference is your divine evolution. The energy they feared is now blooming louder and clearer. The more they backed away, the more the light chased them. Their fear became your confirmation. Their silence became your applause. Type Amen to get blessing 171. Now your glow is growing beyond your control. It enters rooms before you arrive. It silences gossip before it starts. It rewrites the narrative without you having to speak. One of the very people involved in the ritual is now dreaming of protecting you. The shift is that strong. The reversal is that real. You'll find your voice getting sharper. Your choices more aligned. Your time too sacred to waste. Those who tried to delay you only helped mark your divine calendar. They didn't stop you, they sped you up. Type Amen to get blessing 990. A financial opportunity is forming behind the scenes. A payment with your name on it. A reward you didn't expect but deeply deserve. It will arrive in a strange way, through someone who once overlooked you. But this time, they can't ignore what they feel when they think of you. Their soul knows you're chosen. That's why they're being nudged to bless you. And when they do, it will open 5 more doors right after. Expect it. Prepare for it. Don't be surprised when it feels surreal. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Archangel Michael says, you are walking in sacred timing now. Everything that was delayed is arriving. Everything that was blocked is clearing. Everything that was lost is returning. The enemy knew this. That's why they tried the ritual. But the moment they did, they activated your awakening. And now, nothing is the same. Your sleep will become more peaceful. Your circle will shift. The people meant for you will feel magnetically pulled into your orbit. Type Amen to get blessing 828. One of your biggest blessings is coming from someone who heard about what they did to you. They're not connected to the ritual, but they were spiritually stirred to elevate you. They will mention you in the right room. And your name will shine like gold among stone. That's when you'll know, everything turned in your favor. You are no longer climbing alone. You are being carried by divine waves. And they, those who once plotted, are left in the shadows of their own creation. They are now whispering to one another, "Why did we touch that name?" And the silence answers them with guilt. Type Amen to get blessing 2220. The day will come soon when you'll walk past them, glowing. Not in pride, but in peace. Not in vengeance, but in victory. You will wear white with ease. Light will fall gently on you. And everyone watching will feel it, you carry something too sacred to name. Even time bends for you now. Delays turn into deliverance. Missed calls become divine protection. They can no longer stop what was born inside you. It's already moving. Already growing. Already blooming. Type Amen to get blessing 191. From this moment forward, your name is surrounded by flames of purity, not destruction. And anything not meant for you will burn away without effort. Walk boldly. Speak softly. Move wisely. You are not who you were before that ritual. You are stronger. Lighter. Protected by realms you cannot see. You'll see feathers in strange places. Hear your name whispered in unexpected peace. That's the spiritual world confirming, you passed the test. And now, you are walking in your reward. Type Amen to get blessing 4114. They didn't realize the fire would reveal you instead of erase you. But now the truth is too loud to ignore. You are chosen. Anointed. Guarded. And everything they feared about you is becoming your reality. So walk with confidence. The road ahead is no longer blocked. The chains have fallen. The smoke has cleared. And your name, yes, your name, is now a banner in the wind of glory. Now even the air around you feels clearer. You've shifted dimensions without moving a single step. The chains that once tried to hold you have evaporated, as if they never existed. The ritual backfired so intensely that even the land it was performed on refuses peace. Strange noises now echo through that space at night. Some of them have begun to speak of moving far away. But distance can't escape consequences. When they tried to drag your name into fire, the universe wrote it in light instead. Now your name lives where their hands cannot reach. You've become a walking contradiction to their predictions. Where they hoped for ruin, you built something greater. Where they wished for silence, now there's thunder behind every step you take. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They tried to make your energy small, but instead your presence grew. Even in rooms where you're not invited, your essence arrives before you. The ones who doubted you are quietly watching with wide eyes. They no longer speak against you, they fear that even words might ricochet back. Their rituals taught them one thing clearly: your name is spiritually shielded. And that shield now burns anything impure that touches it. Your dreams are going to reveal more soon. Some of the faces in those dreams are real enemies, masked as friends. But now your spirit has clarity, your eyes will no longer be deceived. The ritual tried to close your third eye, but instead it ripped the blindfold away. Now you see it all, clearly, truthfully, deeply. Type Amen to get blessing 1133. Archangel Michael says, you are walking in divine codes now. Numbers will begin to speak to you. Your body will feel vibrations. Your energy field has been tuned to the highest frequency of divine order. The world will now react differently to you. Some people will be drawn to your peace like moths to flame. Others will retreat, unable to handle the truth you carry inside. Let them go. Not everyone deserves access to the new version of you. Not everyone is meant to survive your glow-up. A major decision you've been afraid to make will now be confirmed through 3 signs within 72 hours. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. You'll feel a nudge. Then you'll see something symbolic, an animal, a name, or a strange encounter. That's the divine saying, go, we've already cleared the way. Someone from their group will fall sick spiritually. Not because you wished it, but because they violated sacred law. The law that says, touch not the anointed. You are the anointed. You are the reason the ritual shattered in silence. You carry light that no darkness can simulate. Even people who don't believe in energy or spirit will sense your difference now. They'll pause mid-sentence. They'll stumble around you. Because your aura demands respect. Type Amen to get blessing 232. This month will carry your biggest turnaround yet. From isolation to invitation. From being overlooked to being pursued. You'll be asked to lead something. Say yes without fear. The opportunity is tied directly to the moment your name burned through their ritual. That moment flipped your timeline. What would have taken years is now weeks. What was blocked is now exploding open like morning light. You'll start to feel things before they happen. This is not paranoia, it's spiritual insight. Trust it. Type Amen to get blessing 144. Archangel Michael says, your feet are now walking paths made from fireproof purpose. You will not bend. You will not fold. And the ones who once stood over you will now look up to you in silence. Your image is being restored. Your name is being whispered in angelic chambers. The same name they tried to destroy is now being lifted in song. Even the things you forgot you prayed for are coming back in full bloom. And they will come with no sorrow attached. The weight on your shoulders will vanish. And joy will return like an old friend you thought you'd never see again. Type Amen to get blessing 717. They might deny what they did, but doesn't matter anymore. The ritual exposed their desperation. The results revealed your elevation. Now, they are irrelevant to your path. They are footnotes in your story. Lessons, not leaders. This next season will require a new version of you. One that walks in power, but with peace. One that forgives, but never forgets. The ones who tried to spiritually betray you will now watch your face on screens, hear your name in rooms they never thought you'd enter. Type Amen to get blessing 616. You will receive recognition from someone powerful. It will feel too fast, too sudden, but it's real. It's your spiritual compensation. What they tried to hex became your crown. What they tried to bury turned into your platform. You're not lucky, you're aligned. They will try to re-enter your life in disguise. Pay attention to your body when they speak. If your heart sinks, listen. If your spirit lifts, receive. Not every return deserves access. You're no longer the one who doubts your worth. You've seen what your name can do in flames. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. You were never meant to be small. You were made to be seen, felt, and remembered. And now, there is no hiding anymore. You walk with clarity. You carry thunder in your chest and honey in your voice. You speak and things shift. Even electronics around you will start to respond differently. That's not a glitch, that's energy. That's alignment. From today forward, expect blessings that come without warning. Expect help from strangers. Expect justice from sources you forgot. You're rising, and nothing can hold you back now. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. A large door is opening in silence. No knock needed. No key necessary. It knows your name already. What they tried to burn became your invitation into higher places. A place where enemies can't reach and darkness can't breathe. You were not just protected, you were repositioned. You'll notice your past no longer feels heavy. What used to haunt you now makes you smile. That's what happens when you grow beyond the level where your enemies operate. Your light no longer flickers. It glows without apology. And it draws divine appointments into your life like magnets. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. They wanted to mark your name in smoke and curses, but heaven marked it in light. And that divine seal is permanent. No ritual, no spell, no whisper can override it. People will begin to treat you differently. Even those who once saw you every day will now sense something holy around you. They won't know what changed, but everything did. One of the most powerful signs of your rising will come in the form of an unexpected message. Maybe an offer. Maybe an apology. Maybe a random person speaking the exact words your heart needed. That will be your moment of confirmation. You've entered your divine timeline. Type Amen to get blessing 2344. Archangel Michael says, they have been silenced permanently from touching you spiritually. Not by